Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Carly, if you've never been here before, and if you have, then thank you so much for coming back. Today I thought I'd share with you something that I've developed myself recently. I know there's been a lot of commotion about cruelty-free makeup, vegan makeup. Personally, I've never really been involved or into that spectrum of the cosmetics industry. I've worked for a brand that still tests on animals right now, but I've been looking into it lately and figured for myself that it was a priority for me, and that I wanted to address it and be more conscious in what I use, what I promote and what I buy. So I established a little cruelty-free everyday makeup look for myself that I can wear without feeling guilty or feeling the need to explain to people that some of the products that I have used are still non-cruelty free. Also, I'm thinking of making this into a little series where I address more cruelty-free products that I have. I've been going cruelty-free in my entire collection. So I've been looking into doing a little series about that, telling you which non-cruelty-free products were very hard for me to part with. But yeah, I thought that could be a fun little video as well if you are thinking about going cruelty-free, or if you are cruelty-free with your own cosmetics collection or with your makeup, and are looking for some inspiration or just wondering what I have. Okay, enough chatter, let's get into it. Okay, so first, what I'm going to do is I am going to address my base. I'm going to use two products that I have recently purchased. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Light Wonder Foundation and the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. Look at them. The packaging alone is enough for me to just become instantly happy. I use both in the shade 1 Fair, obviously because I'm number 1 in everything. If there's not a number 0. And what I do is I take the Flawless Filter, which comes with like a big doe foot if you've never seen it before, and I dispense some on the back of my hand, like so, and then I mix in a few drops of the Light Wonder Foundation. Loop loop. Also into the back of my hand, see if I can do this without it going everywhere. And then I'm just going to mix them together and apply that with a flat top. Ooh. And then I'm going to mix those together and apply it with a flat top kabuki. This is the BH Cosmetics number 3 flat top kabuki brush. It's great for things like this. And I'm just going to dot that around my face. Turn myself into a little leopard. So this allows me to really also get that focus on the center part of my face, because I have a fringe. I don't bother putting makeup over there. I just feel like it's a waste of product and it's better for my skin to just leave it alone at some parts. I'm gonna take it a little bit up to the sides, in between my brows, and then we're gonna blend it in. And the Light Wonder Foundation is amazing for giving your skin that lit from within, healthy look. And the Flawless Filter just gives a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful extra glow to the skin. And since it has been rather cold and my skin is not really great with weather changes, it's been really doing great things on my skin, making me look healthier and like I drank like numerous glasses of water and slept for 10+ hours whilst I have occasional insomnia and I always forget to drink my water. So taking that in is amazing. So as you can see, blending that in is just really smooth and flawless, and look at that glow that gives me. I love it. You can still see a little bit of my eczema patch, a little bit of my acne, but I just tend to cover that up with concealer. And for my concealer, I use the Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer in the shade C3, which has a nice doe foot, and I go quite liberal with this. So I'm taking a bit down the nose, on that patch, on that patch, on that patch in particular, like around the nose. And I'm going to use a Zoeva 142 Concealer Buffer Brush, which is just a little tiny concealer blender, and blending that in. Also excuse the lighting, it's very cloudy, but occasionally the sun comes in and then I get a flare of light and it washes me out, but I have to live life without studio lighting, so bear with me please. So we've blended in that concealer on the spots where I've done a bit more liberal, I've been a bit more liberal with my application. I just go over with that same flat top kabuki brush that I've used for my foundation, just to make sure everything is nice and blended. And you can still see that blemish, that scar coming through right there. I don't really mind that. I think that makes the look a bit more natural, a bit more fresh. Ooh, great. Which makes it just look like skin to me, and that is what I am going for. Okay, so I know that around my nose and underneath my eyes I tend to crease a bit, so that is why I will apply a little bit of powder, and I'm applying the, oh it's really disgusting up top, I'm really sorry, the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in also the Shadow 1 on a really small BH Cosmetics number 5 brush, which is just a little fluffy brush that I think is also would be really good for highlighter and such, but I use it for precise application of my powder. And I just go along the sides of the nose, a little bit underneath the eyes, in those creases around the sides of my nose because those are really bad, between my brows because I can tend to get really shiny there, and a little bit over the spots that I just extra hand conceal, just not too much, just a little. To keep that glow and to keep it going, but also to tone down a little bit the shininess that I develop around my nose and the creasing, because we don't want any of that to happen. I am going in with my bronzer and my highlighter. No surprise, this could be a full Charlotte Tilbury makeup tutorial, but this is the Charlotte Tilbury This is the Charlotte Tilbury Bronze and Glow. I think we have all seen this beauty in real life before. This is, mine has seen better times, but this is what it looks like. And I am going to take a Zoeva Luxe Sheer Cheek Brush and just applying that bronzer, tapping some of it off in the back of my hand to not, you know, create a big brown blob on my face, and just softly apply that to my cheek. And you can see the warmth that it gives to my face. It's just really natural. I never tan, so for me to have a really bronze complexion would be really weird and really unnatural. But I think the effect that this gives on the face is so lovely and subtle and natural that, you know, I really don't go a day without applying this. There we go, and as you can see, that just gives a little bit more definition and structure back to the face, because if you want to look sick, if you want to call in sick for work and you really want to make it convincing, put on foundation and nothing else. So I'm going in with the highlighter also from the Charlotte Tilbury Blonde. I can't seem to pronounce that word. Also going in with the highlighter from the Charlotte Tilbury Bronze and Glow palette, and just really popping that onto the cheekbone. Oh, look at that, yes. And it's just the most beautiful golden champagne-y glow, which even looks good, I think, on skin tones that really are not well with gold. My skin tone is not well with gold either, but it gives a most lovely effect on the tip of the nose, on the cupid's bow. There we go. Okay, onto blush. I'm going to use the very dirty Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush in the shade Mood Exposure, which looks like this. And it blends in really well with that Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. I'm taking a bit over the nose. Oh, and I'm using the Real Techniques, what is this called? Blush brush for this. It's a oldie but a goodie. There we go. See how that just meshes into one little lovely shade. It's not too harsh, it's not too apparent. I really enjoy this. Okay, so I think I'm moving on to eyes and brows. So I think I'm gonna bring you in a little bit closer so you can really tell. up close and personal enough. Hello. Okay, so I am going to use my Anastasia Dip Brow. Yeah, we all know what this looks like, you know. Hello? Can we focus? Hello? Yes, there we go. The Anastasia Dip Brow. Mine is in the shade Taupe. And I'm going to brush them up. As you can see, my brows are okay. A little sparse, but also quite light, and I like a good, more defined brow in my everyday look. So I'm just going to take a bit of that pomade on both ends of my brush and then flatten it onto my hand. So we have a nice slant angle to that, and I'm just going to start filling it in. I try using mostly hair-like strokes to start with, to not immediately make it too big of a block. But because I don't have any patience, they will always end up looking more like two drawn-on eye stencils. But you know, you win some, you lose some. So as you can see, I have a bit of a stronger front. We have more of an angle, and now I just want to finish off with that tail. Just tapping in bit by bit little bits of product, brushing up the brow and then taking a good look at it if I like it. I think just a bit more up front. And that is, I think, my brow done. Look at the difference that makes. This frames the eyes so much nicer, I think. Just adds more dimension to the face, and that is something that I really like and look for in a good makeup look. So I'm just really quickly going to do the other side as well, and then I'll be back with my eyes. Okay, so today is really going to be one of those days where my brows are going to be sisters and definitely not twins. Even wondering if they're even related. But we're going to move on. For my eyebrow gel, I'm going to use the Essence Make Me Brow in the shade 1 Blondie Brows. And I'm just going to brush those through my brows, pushing those brow hairs up whilst also leaving a little bit of tint to the hairs to make it look more realistic. I also feel like this really just, you know, thins the harshness of the pomade that's underneath, because especially in my left brow, because that one is really behaving like a beige, that can be quite harsh, and this really tones it down a little bit to me. So yeah, this is what my brows look like now I'm relatively done with them. What I'm going to do next is just use a tiny little detailer brush by Real Techniques and go back into the Filmstar Bronze and Glow palette and just take that highlighter right underneath that arch. And whilst we're at it, why not immediately add some to my inner corners, you know? Why not? We're doing our thing. Okay, so next up is going to be eyes, which is to me a very exciting part because recently I have rediscovered my love for doing quite more intense eye looks, but also on days where I feel like I can do with a little bit more basic makeup. I have purchased recently the Beauty Bay Origin palette, which is just I think you can see what I mean. This is just, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 complete eye looks consisting of 6 shades if you really want to go there. You have a base shade, you have a transition shade, you have a crease shade, a liner shade, a pop shade and a highlighter shade. They are in preset, so if you are not very inspired to do anything, you can just follow one row to create a look, but I also like to mix it up a little bit every now and again. So what I am going to do is use one of these Zoeva 227 Soft Luxe Finer brushes, which still has a bit of green in there. I apologize, I don't clean my brushes every day. I know that I should, but I am human, so sometimes I decide to do something else instead of facing the shit that I have to do. And I think I'm going into a more warm brown look. I'm debating whether I'm going with this, or with this. And I think I'm going here with the middle shade. So if you have the palette, the number 3. I'm going into that transition shade, which is just like a warm camel toned beige. And for a transition shade, these are incredibly pigmented. This is just, I mean, look at that. That's a transition shade. I'm just gonna pack that all over the crease and for part also on the lid. Blending it a bit upwards, not too far, to get a nice diffused look on that eye. Not winging it out or doing anything obscene with it, because this is a everyday look and I don't want people to look at me like I am, you know, crazy. And I really love this shade. It makes the blue in my eyes really pop, I think. Okay, so next on I'm going to the crease shade, which is an even warmer brown. Placing that right into that crease for some extra warmth and definition. Just really softly blending that into the sides. Just gives a bit more colour, nothing really special. I'm gonna do that on the other side too. And on my left eye, I always tend to crease. Like, you just tend to it just wants to create a line. Then going back into the one that they call the beige shade and just giving that some assistance at the top to blend. Because this one is pretty harsh. I don't want a harsh blend, I'm not about that harsh line life. Okay, so we have this going for us so far. Just gonna deepen up this one a tiny little bit to make them more even. And then what I'm going to do, to me the most exciting part of the look, is I'm going to go straight into the pop shade with my finger, there we go, and place that on top of the lid. Look at that. This palette has surprised me so much. This is, I believe, 28 euros, I think. 28 euros for 42 shades, and the quality is insane. I got it shipped to me off of the Beauty Bay website. I got it within 5 days, so just going back into that little blender brush and just making sure that there are no hard lines. So yeah, these Beauty Bay eyeshadow palettes really did surprise me with their pigmentation, their quality, their longevity of stay onto the eye. Yeah, they're just amazing. I also have the EYN 42 mattes, bright mattes, you know, with all of the bright matte colours. Yeah, I've been using quite some pinks and reds from there. It's amazing. I have done an emerald look, but it didn't really look good on my eye, so I didn't really bother to post any pictures of that because it wasn't a good look for me. But the shadows were just incredibly pigmented and beautiful. I also have this small brights palette with the shimmers in it. Yeah, it's great. It's just lovely. I'm going into the liner and the crease shade both. Tap some excess off. And just going into that lower lash line. Going into that lower lash line and just smudge that out to make it hold a look. Because I always feel very naked when I don't have anything going on my lower lashes. There we go. Taking a Morphe No Name Big Floofer and just going over all of those edges. Also down there to make sure that there is no harshness anywhere anymore. This is a really good tip, I think. Just going on like last little bit. I've lost some pigmentation right over there. Going in with a little bit more of that pop shade onto a brush. and giving that some extra va-va-voom. So we got it back and then blending that out as well. I know this is like quite a number of steps for such a simple one-sided look, but I just really enjoy the process of stacking the shadows and making the look, building the look. So I just like being a little extra, really. Okay, so that is eyeshadow. I'm gonna close this book. Okay, and next for mascara, I use a recent find, which is also not just cruelty free but also vegan, is the Hema Before Anyone Else Cosmetics mascara. I think this is a 3D effect waterproof mascara. Okay, comes in a brush that looks like this, which really scared the shit out of me first time I saw it, because I don't really generally like really big mascara brushes. I am more a fan of little dainty ones that can frame my tiny lashes and my tiny eyes. But this mascara really surprised me because it gives both curl, separation and volume to my lashes, which is something that I find hard, which is to me hard to find in any mascara. Look at that. I mean, and this is just really thinly coating them, like, hello. Going into the other eye as well. Yeah, I really apply my mascara really freakishly, I know, I'm well aware. Very sorry if it disturbs you, look away. And this is also really, really easy to remove. Like, I don't use a special eye makeup remover to remove this, I just use my micellar water and just get it off as easy as I would my non-waterproof mascara, really. So that's a great thing. Only downside to this mascara is getting stuff on your bottom lashes, because the one is so big. Let me demonstrate. See, I smudged it. Smudging is just inevitable with this. Yeah, I really need a bottom lash mascara because this is not working out for me at all for bottom lashes. So if you have any recommendations for good bottom lash mascara, please leave them down below. Okay, so now we can look at the total package, or like the look that we are left off with right now. Yeah, so I'm overall quite happy. Only thing I see is that I'm missing a bit of blusher, so I'm going back into that Hourglass Ambient lighter blush to just enhance the blush on the cheeks a bit. My cheeks tend to eat blusher and bronzer, so I always go back just to see the look as a whole again, to make sure that I finish off with the look that I like, instead of something that is a bit patchy and wonky and not really what I want. So, okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to spray my face using the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. I think we've all seen this before, just to make sure that this sits on my face for as long as I like. Getting the fringe out of my face. Hashtag fringe life. Yeah, I really don't like the smell of this, but it works, so we have to pull through. And after this, there's only one thing left, and that is labias. So I'm going to pick out a lovely little shape for that as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is use the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner and lipstick in Pillow Talk. So that's it. I think this is my full everyday cruelty-free makeup look. Yeah, as I mentioned, my bottom lashes are a little clumpy and a little, you know, smudgy, but I'm gonna live with that. Yeah, so this is what I would wear on an everyday basis to really anything formal, just work, whenever I feel like doing a bit of extra to my makeup and wear more than just concealer and mascara. I do this. If you have any other recommendations for me regarding cruelty-free products, please leave them in the comments down below, as I am still looking to expand my cruelty-free makeup range, because I've gotten rid of a lot of non-cruelty-free products, given them away to friends and family, and got rid of the rank ones. But I'm still looking to replace some products that I really feel like I can't live without. That's a video for a separate day. I think we're going to make that. Please make sure to let me know if you really want to see that. Yeah, so I think I'm going to leave you for now. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!